Hello everybody, welcome to Urtuk the Desolation. This is a game that I have been playing as of late because it scratches the itch for Battle Brothers in a way that most other games cannot. You see a lot of posts on the Battle Brothers subreddit like, what games can rival Battle Brothers? And very few do. That is why we continue to play it so much, because most other games just don't have the replayability of it, and very rarely do they actually seem as challenging or as, rewarding for being good at it, like Battle Brothers does. But this game actually scratches that itch. It's on Steam, it's pretty cheap, it's got a Discord server with a dev. The server's kind of dead, but maybe we can bring it back. That would be cool. This today is just an introduction. I'm not an expert at the game. In fact, I haven't even beat the game. I've gotten very close to beating the game. There is an end game to this, unlike Battle Brothers, where you just kind of like play until whenever the hell you don't want to. So we'll be talking about how to start and kind of what the game is, just so you will be like, wow, this is interesting. And then I'll have a couple of other things, and we will, in other videos, and we'll get more about this game. So we're going to look at the settings first. I have to turn the music down. That's just me. I play with the music on. I would up this. I mean, whatever speed you want, but I would just up that, because the game's kind of slow otherwise. But I will be starting the game while we're playing, and it'll look kind of fast, but that's just because that's the way I want to play. I'm going to go to the battle guide. This is a very in-depth battle guide for something that you just have on the title screen. And you can see what the game kind of looks like from these two pictures. It's a hex grid, like Battle Brothers with your character. They don't really have a leg, so it's the same genre. The big difference about this game is environment. You do a lot of environmental damage in this game, where there's flips, there's bashes, there's rams, there's pulls and grabs. And you can see stuff like these spikes. So you can think of all of those different ways that you can flip somebody on the spikes, ram them into spikes, and you take this kind of HP damage. Unlike Battle Brothers, where you're just like, oh, there's a rock in my way, I can't walk on this tile, or I'm sitting behind a tree for ranged cover. This game has a 100% chance to hit, except for ranged attacks that sometimes miss when you're behind cover. So you always hit. So this game is a lot more about positioning and damage reduction and healing than Battle Brothers is, because in Battle Brothers you play around having melee defense and rolling on a die. So other things worth noting is, instead of perks, we have these things called mutators. When you kill an enemy at the end of a fight, you can pick up something that a trait that they would have. So if they have a trait called Lightfoot, and then you kill them at the end of the fight, you might pick up Lightfoot. And you can buy that with life essence. And then you can put these on your characters. So, like, in Battle Brothers, when you have Berserk, which gives you 8 AP on kill, that is permanently on that dude. That guy has Berserk. Everybody else can have it too, but he always has it. And this, if you have like an HP on kill mutator, you can put it on John, and then John fights, gets HP on kill. At the end of the fight, you go, actually, I want to put it on Craig. And then Craig gets it next fight, because you just put the mutator, which is just like a trinket, in their inventory, and they get it for that fight. Eventually you can absorb mutators, and they will become permanent, just like perks in Battle Brothers will. And worth noting, this game, instead of a turn order where it's like my team, your team, my team, your team, there's a timeline. So everybody kind of goes in the same, like a D&D initiative count, if you've ever played, or any tabletop, where you fight in an initiative order. Like, it goes like whoever rolled a 20, and then whoever rolled a 19, the next guy's a 17. But in this game, you can actually affect the timeline. So you can make somebody's initiative go higher or lower based on the abilities that you use. We have armor. We have a bunch of debuffs and stuff like slowed, stunned, bleeding, poison. There's buffs like Aegis and shielding. So there's a lot of different tactical ways to play this game. So I will be just doing this on Epic for the sake of this video. You will start with the human faction. Almost all of these units are good. I haven't played with all of them that well, or that much. But I will, for the sake of this video, start with like a hunter, Urtuk, or maybe we'll do Javelier Urtuk. Urtuk is your main character, and Urtuk is the Desolation, like no shit. And thus, he is very important. He has a lot of damage things. He has a curse on him that you want to lift by the end of the game, but the curse gives him strange mutations. A lot of them are like damage related. So having this Guardian is a tank. Having plus damage on a tank just isn't that useful. So I don't think Guardian Urtuk or like Spearman Urtuk is necessarily a good idea. I could be wrong, but from my understanding, that's not true. We're going to go with Guardian, and we're going to go with Footman. Just for the sake of this video, you can try these things out, but I like these units. We're going to pick some Lightfoot. Lightfoot is, what you're going to find is a very, very strong ability. And I will pick Improviser just for the hell of it. You can look through all of these. I don't think you should ever pick Extra Medicine. I think Extra Medicine is bait. So, I'm going to skip the intro, and we're just going to do one very early fight to showcase what this game is like. Alright, skip the intro. So, we start with our units. We see HP, damage, stamina. And then we see focus gain. So, HP and damage are very, very easy to understand. Stamina is more in-depth, and focus is a little bit interesting to understand as well. So, you have 4 abilities you can level up. Strength purely increases your damage. Okay. Vitality increases your hit points. Okay. Concentration increases your focus. Focus you get by attacking and killing and being hit and whatever. And it's like your ultra bar, like, you know, and then you release your ultra or something and like, you know, or whatever, your Super Saiyan or some shit. And then you have this ability, your focus ability. So if this guy reaches is 100% is full focus bar, he will receive hastening, which you can. They're gonna be down here, like a pool of your focuses you can spend on anybody, and then he will be able to use this on anyone. So with Improviser, he will be able to do this on himself, and then it also comes into your pool at the bottom. And you can see when we do this, these are his traits. He gets Improviser, so it's added to him. That's pretty cool. You see Lightfoot here, which lets you swap and still do things. It's kind of like, imagine if every time you used rotate in Battle Brothers, it ended your turn immediately. Like, that would be awful, right? Like, you would have no, like, you rotate, done. And now you can still do things afterwards. So you want to do that. Agility is the other thing that we want to look at. So this takes 40 stamina to attack. So if you attack, you have 14 stamina left, correct? Right? So if you want to attack twice, you need to have more than 40 stamina, don't you? Okay. So you would want to have, at minimum, 42 stamina, right? Because if stamina goes up by 2 every single time, see at the bottom here, each point of agility increases stamina by 2. So if you have 40, you can only attack once. If you have 42, you can attack twice. It doesn't actually matter that you're missing 38 stamina extra. You just need the 2 more. So there's things called breakpoints, where you want to just have 2 above whatever the hell you need. So here we're on the tactical map. We have days, money, medicine, life essence, which gets you mutators, and then some more special resources here. Each time you want to move, you click on one of these new like waypoints or nodes. We are just going to click soldiers retreating, and we're going to help them out. So we have to help these 3 from these 4 here. So if you press control, you can look over what a unit does. We have a warrior, a marksman, who I think uses the same sound as marksman and Battle Brothers with their crossbow. Then we have this guy and this guy. You can see all of their traits, which is a lot to take in at the beginning, so I would maybe recommend using a wiki. We're going to do that. Alright. Alright. So we are going to try and win this fight very quickly. With the movement, we see these guys are going to go here. They're going to come down. Probably could go over here. This is kind of a choke. Not a huge fan of that. We'll try and play over here. I'm assuming they're going to move and they're going to be okay. Alright, so that was the first, quote, turn. We can see the turn order in action. I move, I press space, which means wait, which is basically just end your turn without actually doing anything. If you attack, it auto ends your turn. If it doesn't, you skip, you press wait. And then you regain some stamina speed, so if you wait, you go quicker, which is compensating for the fact that you didn't actually attack anything this turn. We saw we moved, the enemies moved, and then this guy goes over here. So I did not want to choose this tile. You can see these ones are mud, which are basically like bad debuff tiles. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to shoot this guy. I'm going to go here. He can move 1, 2, 3 and hit me. So I'm going to shield the ally there. I'll go here. Looks like they are catching, which is unfortunate. You can see my shield there. So I can swap, because you can't attack in melee, you know what I mean, with a ranged unit. Attack. We go here. Let's look at fun. So like I said, if you bash somebody, a lot of this game is about terrain movement. Bash him into a wall, he gets stunned. Which kind of makes sense. Again, we can do that, and then we can ram him onto a bad tile. And you can always see here what can happen next. He unfortunately does go before me. So we can swap, bash him down, and stun him because he falls. And then we can come back and help out our friends over here. We can ignore this guy roughly because he's about like 5 turns away and isn't doing anything. Again, I can Lightfoot. End my turn. Lightfoot again. Footman goes. You can see he went pretty quick because he passed, so we got the speed buff. I'm gonna pass here because that guy can walk into me. He will likely be able to 1v1 the marksman. And we're gonna see here that we ran. This is called a death pit, like I said earlier. Insta dead. We just passed. This guy gets a turn. I don't give a fuck. Dead. We won the fight. So that wasn't like that hard, right? We ended up saving one of the dudes, and he now joins our party. So we only have 38 life essence. So like I said, you can't. You can get the mutators that these people had. So the assassin had bleeding crits. I believe range support is from the marksman, so we can pick that up. Look at our party. We can give that to Urtuk, and now he has range support as well. Got an upgraded sword, and boom, that was your first fight in Urtuk. Now you can keep doing these. You go through the map, and you'll progress. But that was basically the start of the game. Now I know that was kind of hard, fast-paced combat, but you'll pick it up within about 30 minutes or less. The movement and the attacking, everything, it's all pretty intuitive once you kind of get into it. So I hope you'll stick around for the next couple of videos just talking about more early game Urtuk stuff. Again, this is just an introduction. If you have any comments, do put them down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.